Hey everybody, what's happening? Willie here at the Great Outdoors. You know, as we get older, there are times that we need relief. Yes, there are times that as we get older, we need relief. Like long road trips, children's birthday parties, or when your wife tries some experimental recipe she found on Facebook. Or a bad vacation. That's right. There are times when bad vacations, right in the middle of it, you just need some relief. You need something that's going to say, please help me make up for this. Well, let me tell you what, today that happened. That's right, it happened today. Today is Saturday. The day after, because I came home one day early. So it's the day after. I came home from one of the hardest to survive mentally vacations I've ever had. That's right. Where you have one day out of 5 that was worth going outside. Now, I'm not going to keep harping on that. At least I'm going to try not to. Or at least until I get tired of it. Again, you have the benefit of fast forwarding through that. But I'm going to tell you what happened today. Today is Saturday, and what started out as a simple trip to a bait shop, tackle shop, / camping / hunting gear shop, about 70 miles from here. One of the only places that I can actually get baits and tackle that I am looking for. What started out as that trip turned into something incredible. Now, I have been emailing with lots of different people that I have met through the channel. People that have subscribed and watch and enjoy watching me take these old relics and go camping with them and fishing with them, or riding the Honda monkeys, or rebuilding bicycles. Needless to say, subscribers, people that like to watch. I've recently met personally my second subscriber, Andy Cortez. Now, Andy lives about 70 miles from here, from me. And I made mention in one of my emails that I was heading to Green Top, which is the name of the store, in Ashland, Virginia. And I was going to look about getting some baits that I'm running low on, because nobody sells them around here. So I filled up the old truck and headed off down the road. Now, in the process, Andy and I have exchanged phone numbers, and I texted him and said, I'm on my way. He thought I was kidding. I do have a tendency to be a little bit hard to tell if I'm being serious or not. It's a fault. Anyway, when I got in the parking lot at Green Top, I texted him and said, I'm here. Where are you at? He said, oh my goodness, I can't believe you're there. I didn't think you were coming. So anyway, after I did my shopping, he sent me his address. And I went down and scoped out the joint. You got to be careful. Could be a crazy person. Or I could be. He needs to be careful. Either way, we were both fairly careful. We both kept an eye on each other for quite some time. We finally decided that after looking at all of his vintage equipment, he has several 100Bs, Johnson Centuries, and some really cool Daiwa, small Daiwa, I think they're called mini golds or something like that. Something I'm going to be looking into because they were very, very cool looking. I need to look more into this particular reel, but long story short, I noticed something in a pile of rods and reels against the wall and said, hey, that looks like a... He smiled. I think I may have messed up something there, but I'm not sure. He smiled and pulled it out of the pile of rods and reels, handed it to me, and it turned out to be a Ted Williams 340 combo. That's right, a combo. Reel and rod. I was dumbfounded, surprised, amazed. That's what I was. I've never found a combo yet. Well, come to find out, he found the rod and the reel in the same place, which he believes originally went to the rod. Somebody had just taken it off and laid it elsewhere, and then presented it to me. That's right. Andy gave it to me. Needless to say, I was a bit choked up about the situation. It's a very, very cool thing to give somebody. Now, he is right-handed, but he retrieves left-handed. He said that he would never use it, ever. Ever in his life, ever. Never. I told him he should hang it on the wall. He said no. I said he should keep it. He said no. I said, well, then give it to me. He said that's what I intended to do. No, actually, I didn't say that. He did give it to me, though. I'm going to show it to you right now. Look at that. That is a Ted Williams for Sears 340. Look at that rod. It's got a mechanism on the bottom that you flip for that piston to push in and let that reel come off. The trigger under here, you know, the grip, is adjustable. It is a Ted Williams rod. Now, I'm trying my best to let you all see it. I don't know if you can read it there. Of course, it says Ted Williams for Active Americans. Active Americans, that's right. Certified and approved by Active Americans. Ted Williams for Active Americans. It is a model number 535, serial number 3152, light action 5'6" spin casting rod. Use 1/4 to 1/2 ounce lures and 6 to 12 pound line. Sears and Roebuck Company. What do you think of that? I mean, I don't even know what to say about this thing. It's so dang cool. Now, immediately when I got home, I sent a picture to Dan, and Dan says that this reel is the Shakespeare 1766. That's what this reel is. So there you go. Shakespeare again doing its thing for Sears to build another version of the Ted Williams. Now, after that, Andy then told me, hey, I got a friend where I got that rod and reel who has a load of fishing stuff in his antique store in the basement, or in a room close to the basement. It's not actually out on the floor anymore. So I said, oh yeah. He said, mm-hmm. And I said, well, and he said, yep, we're going. And I said, okay. So we went. Now, I'm going to show you this first because this one was really just a last minute guess because I may need the parts at some point or another because I have 2 of these already. This is a Mitchell or a Garcia Mitchell 304. Now you've seen these. I have 2 of them. That's right. This was really, it's not in the greatest of shape. The bail is really pitted badly. Probably going to have to sand that in order to make it work if I decide to make it work. This could just be a parts reel. I mean, it does work. I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't. Yeah, seems to do okay. Who knows? We may just tear it apart, clean it up, and put it in the box over there. But regardless, it's another 304. Now I have 3. This one may just be a parts reel if it comes down to it. Now this one was kind of off to me, and I know you're going to say, why did you buy that for? You don't even like those. I don't, but it's one of my favorite people or favorite companies, so I went ahead and got it. Got an Ambassador 1000 bait casting reel. That's right, bait casting reel. Am I going to tear into this one? Not on your life. No way. I am not scared to say I'm scared, okay? Tearing into that right there terrifies me. I don't know anything about them. I just knew that it was cool, it was red, and it was Abu Garcia. And it seemed to work. So, with that being said, I'll probably take this to someone and let them do the cleanup. So if anything gets lost, I can go, hey, you won't do that before. Instead of me going, hey, that's somewhere in the carpet in here. I don't know where it is. So, we're going to get into today we're going to get into this guy here. Andy has already gone through it, but man, I just got to know what the inside looks like. I mean, there's no way that I can show you this and us not take it apart and look at it. So that's what we're going to do. We're at least going to take it apart, get a good look at the interior of this thing, and go from there, if you're okay with that. So regardless, you're going to see it one way or the other. We're going to dissect it, take a look inside. So let's get you down to the table. This rod, first off, this is wood, people. This is actual wood. There's no cork or foam. It's got the triple crown embedded in the wood. You get it off of the rod like a 12 gauge single shot shotgun. You flip this thing over, this releases and lets the reel come off. You put a 410 shell in here, and then you can kill a squirrel to eat while you're fishing. Anyway, let's get this thing over here. There's the lever. I'm just going to flip it. I'm just going to flip it. You flip it. It lets go of that piston in the front, and then we have our 340. Let's dig into this thing, take a good look at what's in there, and get her ready to hit the water. And maybe tomorrow I'll find somewhere to fish, even if we got to go up to the lake to just see how this thing does. All right, can everybody see? Need all the short people up front, tall people in the back, please. All right, first of all, we're going to start with the cap as we usually do. Another one of those burgundy and gold Shakespeare color combos. We see that quite a bit. We got a little bit of a groove cut in the top of the rubber right there, and really the odds of us catching that every time are pretty slim to none, so we're just going to keep that as it is for right now, and maybe I give Matt's a call and see if that's still possible to get. Seems to be cooperating here. So first thing we need is a screwdriver. That is an all plastic arm there. Now, what does that do? Well, obviously that just falls into two holes right there. Now I know on some of these reels they have a felt ring that goes around the inside of here. What I'm wondering is, okay, I see. This clip is supposed to be in there like that. That's what keeps your spool from coming off. Okay, so Andy, look here, just in case you ever do this again. That clip, you had it up there. Okay, that is just so you can take that off. When you put it back, you put one back together, just in case you ever see this again, that clip has to come back here and go into that groove right there. Okay. We got clicking. Anti-reverse is anti-reversing. Yep, that's working good. Okay, I guess next what we will do, we will take this side cover off. Being extremely careful with those screws. Where is it? Alright, let's get this. Remember, these screws are brass with a chrome coating. That's all they are. They just have to go in there snug enough to hold that plate on. They do not have to be torqued in there. A little floppy. Wonder why that is. You see that moving like that? Nah, I just gotta wonder if something's missing. Usually don't see them that loose. Easy enough, okay. Don't want to lose that 340 medallion. That's right, I said medallion. We're going to go ahead and clean her up so we can get a good look at her. I want to see it all. Now let's see, does that just come out or do I have to take it apart? Nope, she just fell right out of there. That still concerns me though, if you see how loose that is right there. Almost as if there's something missing. And we have to remember, these things have been around a long time, so anybody and their mother could have gone in this thing way back when. Something could have broken. They may just took it out and not even put it back. Or maybe when they were cleaning it, they just forgot to put it back, or who knows. Whoops. Little star washer, that's got to go in there so we don't lose that. Crank comes off here. Set that there. Then, of course, our star unscrews off of this. Then we have our little spring-loaded washer there. Then our gear will fall out in our hand. Now, what I'm not seeing in this one, there's that sleeve that's got to come out of there. We have both drag washers. So anyway, we'll take that off. We'll set that in. Great goodness, that is metal without a doubt. We'll clean all this up so we can get a good look at that little piece there. And then try to see if something might be missing. If there's a bushing missing or something. Not quite sure. Because that sure was doing a lot of flopping around in there. Alright, here we are. Back, cleaned up, and ready to go. Well, ready to be put back together again. Anyway. Nice and clean inside there now, man. She's spiffy. That's right, spiffy. Got all the dirt and stuff out of the grips. That, in a way, the grips are great, but they really just hold dirt, and it ends up looking like it's a two-tone black and, well, what used to be, I guess, white, maybe black and tan now, I guess. And where are we going to begin? We are going to begin with this guy here. I'm going to put that gear in there like that. This guy, this is your anti-reverse gear. Going to slide back over there like such. Then this sleeve, let's go with the sleeve. The sleeve is going to go in here. Wait a minute. Why does that look like, okay, hold on a second. I'm seeing things. Yep. Okay, that's your oil port right there. That was blocked up with grease. Okay, grease doesn't go in that. Oil goes in that, okay? Just letting you know now, if that's blocked up and you can't get your oil in there. So that little notch, see that little notch right there? I'm putting the screwdriver in there. Okay, that's got to be a notch. It's supposed to be. It's made to be. That's how oil gets to the system in there. Also, at one point inside this tunnel, she had some pretty grooved up, nasty junk in there. If you'll take a look at that, if you can see the grooves. See, this spins inside there. And if it gets stuck, okay, if the shaft gets stuck and it just keeps turning that thing in there, and there's dirt and junk all up in there, well, that's what you get right there. Grooves. But we're okay. Took the old Brillo pad to it. That helped considerably. Now, so we will use our little ganache, and that is how the oil gets down there. Then we're going to slap this guy on in there like such. Now, we got to get our little spring washer here. Our spring washer thingy has kind of lost its spring, so we're going to put a bend on that, help it just a little bit. See, when you make your little bend, you want to make sure you stay with the bend that's a factory one that's there, and you want to go along the edge of that hole right there. And you don't want to overdo it. These usually face downward, not upward. Downward like that. Then you're going to go with the old drag star, which cleaned up really well. Put that on here. Get our little star washer. Put that on there. You do not want to lose that. It can get lost. Now we're going to put that up in there like that. Because with this one you can. Nice. Look how nice that looks in there. Just makes you tear up, doesn't it? And I'm going to show you something here real quick. See this? This is overspray paint that's on this shaft. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that in there with that SOS pad, and I'm going to get that off of there. And that is going to, you know, it ain't going to be that much of a difference, but it'll be enough of a difference that that paint will not cause that plastic button to bind up in any way. And we're going to buff that thing out and make it smooth and give it some incredible tolerance. That's right. An incredible non-tolerance maybe is what we're looking for. Ported and polished, I guess, is what I'm going for. Alright, back, and there you can see what just a little Brillo pad or SOS pad action will do. It took that old paint off of there, and now this is going to move a lot nicer inside that button. You're not really going to be able to tell, but it makes me feel good. And we will put this back on here. And we'll take our screws here. There we go. Everything moving. She's got a little bit of a grind, and I showed that to Andy earlier. It's just unfortunate. Sometimes these reels sit in one place. And right there, man, that thing really moves around a lot. How can that be? There's got to be something missing in there. There's no way that thing moves that much. I mean, it moves nice, it moves really good, but that thing is just, I don't know if it's just wore out or if there's, I'm gonna have to get let me look at that. Talk to me, Ted, tell me what's missing. Unless that bushing in there, where I showed you all those spots that are ground into it, there may be some metal missing these days. Put that down there. Alright, let's take a look at this rotor. I cleaned it all up. Then we will put this back on. We'll take the line that Andy has on it already, because it's brand new. He said it was brand new line, so we'll put that on there. We'll go with whatever it is for right now. And we are retrieving. Woo! Doing the thing! Ah, doing the thing. I love doing the thing. Here we go. I just sit here and I think about all the shininess that's underneath of this paper towel right now. That's right, shininess. It's a word. You understood what I said, right? There we go. Look at that. Is that pretty or what? I'm going to show you where it's going to be even prettier. That's in there snug. Very surprised at how that thing works and how well it keeps it in there. So there you go. The Ted Williams 340 combo. Obviously a Shakespeare without a doubt in the world. According to Dan, it is the copy of the 1766. I am hitting symbols again. One of these days I'm taking that down. It even has Ted Williams, I think you can see it, in the little butt plate there. Ted Williams obviously up here. Some sort of wood, and then real wood. I'm not talking junk. I'm talking real, honest to God wood right there. Of some kind. Kind of mahogany-ish. Mahogany-ish? Is that? You understood what I said. It's word. So let's take this real quick. I'll kick that button in. We're going to feed the line through and we're going to put some kind of bait on it right this very daggone second. It's got a grindy spot. It drops it okay. But there's a grindy spot. Man, do I have a 1766? I gotta look and see. I think I have one. I need to see if mine flops around like that. And it's the one where the medallions done fell off. Yeah, that one is not like that. Okay, this is the 1766 right here. I am sitting in my chair room. Let's shut this before I got hooks in the floor, in my feet, in my toes, up my nose, in my eyeball. I look like one of them kids working in the Hot Topic store. Okay, this is a 1766. Now you can see that doesn't move at all. I just may have to go into this one and just see where the problem is. Okay, after further disassemblance of my 1766, I see where the problem is. This bushing that we cleaned up will usually go in that way. See how top hat? Let's call it top hat. The top is larger. Top is larger. I'm hoping you can see that. And it usually goes into the crankshaft tube that way. Not on the 1766 or the Ted Williams 340. Inside. It goes inside. Like that. That's what fills the gap up on the inside, is that large part. That is why Ted is rocking back and forth. Now, I'm going to take Ted back apart, put him back together correctly, after I put my reel back together again. And then he'll be right, I guarantee it. So, give me a minute. Let me put the 1766 back together again. Sheesh! Doing the thing with it on the rod, because we just disassembled it on the rod and put it back together right. There you go. Or there you go. The Ted Williams 340 combo, put back together correctly the second time. And that made a big difference, because now it's not shaking and crazy, the drag works like it's supposed to, and we should be able to catch a fish with it without having to hand reel it in, and it just looked good doing it. So, nobody's fault. It was put together incorrectly, and I'm pretty positive that it was done that way twice, because you put things back together the way you take them apart. And then sometimes that's incorrect. Some people have done it enough to realize that that's not the right way. Some people like me have done it just enough to realize something's not right and redo it. That's what happened. Anyway, I'd like to thank, I'm doing cymbal crashes again. I'd like to thank Andy Cortez for giving me this. This is great. The combo, it's a beautiful thing. Wood, gold pieces, burgundies, chromes. Coolest looking system for taking the reel off. It's just cool looking. This is going fishing. I know y'all are going to want to see it go fishing. I've also got two other reels I want to try back here. I actually got three. I have two Johnson Century 100s. 100 Bs that I got bodies from. Dan sent me bodies, the ones that had the broken feet from a few videos back. We now have complete bodies and they're all put together. We need to try those out. And I have rewound the Abomatic 60 by hand line. That was fun. And we're going to see if we can make it stop doing that whole line wedge in the thing, into the, you know, cast, hang up, stuck, get mad, angry thing. See if I took care of that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a learning experience from a very, very cool combo that we have here. Ted Williams 340 combo from Andy Cortez. I can't thank you enough. I had a great day. We had lunch. We went to the antique stuff. We bought other things, and what a great day. It made up for the 4-day wreck of a vacation that I had. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to get the grease all off my hands and eat some dinner. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Whatever the next one may be. Unless y'all like to come watch me make a sandwich. You can come with me if you want to. Boo's going to watch. He always sits right at my feet and just looks up with these eyeballs about that big around. Just like, I'm going to give him my sandwich. I usually do.